Speaker,
Yes.
are other members allowed to participate in the debate? Or
You will be given one speaker from another person to speak after Padungan speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was amazed because the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sport was picked as the mover of this motion. Because in the Privileges Committee hearing, he was the one who got the facts wrong and even corrected. It shows what? It shows my statement or my speech in this August House, so-called allegedly against the Speaker, was so trivial to the extent that I believe most of the members of this August House don't even remember what was happened, don't even remember what I have spoke. I met one of the YP from GPS, from the opposite bench just now in the lift. She don't even know what was happened and what I had spoken on that day.
Member from
Shows that
Padungan, what was spoken is captured in the hand.
it's my flaw.
Okay.
It's my flaw. All right. What was spoken, I just refresh your memory. I was only proposing for Dung reform. And one of the items, out of many items, I touched on the motion submitted by the opposition member, which has been all rejected by the Speaker of this House. And you will see some more coming, or the rejection coming today, with all sorts of creative reasons.
I think Padungan, that's speculation. Motion has not been tabled yet, so we don't speculate.
Okay, yeah, but I believe my speculation is 100% accurate. It's even more accurate than fortune teller. All right. So you can see this was the statement that I made, and I believe you touch your conscience before you vote. Before you vote me out. What is so serious about this statement? And you all will feel the same from your bottom of the heart this morning, that we are wasting our time here just because the Speaker wants to launch his personal attack against me. We are all wasting time here, the precious time of the people's time, just to save his face and to show to all the members of this House, also to show to you from GPS, the members from GPS, that Speaker is untouchable. He wants to warn you all that he is untouchable and don't try to remove him. That is the message that he wants to bring out. In Chinese word, there is a Chinese word with permission. 杀一儆百. He just wants to use me as a scapegoat to warn over you that he is untouchable and cannot be removed. I know many of you share with my feeling that he has stayed his overcome. He has overstayed his welcome.
Padungan.
He has overstayed welcome, and you all will share the same feeling with me. And now I go to the gist of my charge. This is the charge against me. Please allow me to speak, unless you give me some injury time.
No. You have 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
20 minutes.
This is a charge against me. I'm the accused standing before you with this kind of trivial offense. Number one, look at the motion. The motion just tabled, I think, less than half an hour ago on our table. And the report was just given to us with this bulky volume, just put on our table this morning. And you are expecting all the members to look at it and to be the judge and make the judgment against me. How many of you have gone through this? How many of you? And how many of you have understand it? If you gone through this, point out to me what is the error? What is the error? Tell me. Some of the legal practitioners here with the legal background, for example, some more, or even the mover of the motion, legally trained. What is this? This is unjust. What offense under any statutory provision I have committed? Nothing has been spelled out. And you look at the Privileges Committee report, the consequence, the charge was not spelled. The punishment or the consequence of the offense was not notified to me. Deputy Speaker, you will agree with me. You were the legal practitioner. Does it ever happen in court of law that accused don't know what is the offense, which section of the statutory provision that he has committed the offense? Number two, under which punishment? Nothing has been spelled out, and you are punishing me, and you say you have read this and you found nothing.
Member for Padungan, can you listen to me for a while? You were there.
Can you give me the injury
you were
time?
There. You
Stop
were
the
there.
clock. Stop the time, please.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
You were there at the hearing of Committee of Privileges. You know exactly what the charge is. You know what the offense is. Okay? Please proceed.
Very well, very well. Very well. You were the chairman of the, you perceive yourself as the chairman of the Committee of Privileges, which is not legitimate under the standing order. Alright. Set aside the issue. Alright. You say I know the offense. You tell me where. Which is the offense? I give you the chance to speak.
No, you were there at the hearing of the Committee of Privileges. Okay? You are deemed to have
Tell me
knowledge.
which offense, which statutory provision. Tell me. Now, the mover of the motion, tell me now.
You don't have to shout, Padungan. You don't have to shout. Okay?
Tell me now. Tell me now. You reply. You tell me now before you charge me.
Of the Committee of Privilege.
Sorry?
This is not a courthouse. The Committee of Privilege is not a courthouse proceeding which can impose judgment. It only look into what are the matters that has contravened. Where,
Have you done?
in your case, you have.
I know. You cannot spell out the provision for me. Then
Oh,
you
Padungan.
okay,
There
alright.
is no charge down
You allow
here.
Asajaya
There's
to
no
speak.
charge, then you are punishing me. This is natural justice, and you tell me this is natural justice. I don't even know under which section I'm punished of. Number one. Number two, the punishment section has not been told, has not been spelled out to me in the Privileges Committee hearing, and this is flawed. And you are telling me that you are doing justice to the members. I tell you, we are wasting time because just to save the face of the speaker, he just want to remove me to warn you all he is untouchable and unremovable. 20 years, he has been speaker. All right, now,
Member for
don't reform. Don't reform. Must be
Padungan.
done.
Are you
We
allowing a
are-
question from Tupong?
The time is running against me, all right? And I know what will be the consequence. I only have 10 minutes
Yeah,
in this
Tupong.
house.
Di bawah peraturan mesyuarat adalah menyalahi
You don't know anything. You
Padungan,
tell me
ya.
which session first.
ahli menggunakan bahasa kasar dan menghina terhadap ahli
Sorry,
dewan.
Tupong, can you read again? I cannot hear you.
Peraturan
Stop
mesyuarat
the time,
32
please.
PAN
Please be fair to
adalah
me,
menyalahi
Tuan
tata
Speaker.
cara mesyuarat bagi seseorang ahli menggunakan bahasa kasar dan menghina terhadap ahli-ahli dewan. Jadi mohon tarik balik.
Standing order, please.
Standing order
You are kicking me out.
Standing order.
32-4.
Okay.
Mohon tarik balik.
Should I continue?
Okay, Padungan. I'm going to withdraw your remarks against the speaker, allegations you have just made.
You bring another referral me to privilege committee, okay?
Are
No
you
problem.
withdrawing?
No.
Right.
I'm waiting for another motion. And I know today, this morning,
Okay.
we have to be
Proceed.
serious on
Proceed.
doing reform. We have to be serious on doing reform. And doing reform must be done. Because we have a serious problem here that we all have to face it. I want to address to this August House that the Speaker is overpowerful and this must be curtailed. He has full control of the mic. Even when before we start to speak, we have to beg him or we have to ask the permission. That was not the situation in the old dome. Why we have a new facility, but we are going backward.
Padungan,
the
standing order.
And in answering the question to the minister, he is answering the question on behalf of the minister as well. All this while. Even some of the motion are good, but he answered on behalf of the minister and reject the motion. And also, on the point that is relevant this morning, none of our motion has been allowed to debate. Well, I'm not talking about that to pass the motion or to support the motion, but even the motion cannot see the daylight of the day. You see, the motion has to be at least allowed to debate. And on my criticism, my constructive criticism of what was happening, I was just talking about the facts. And the speaker cannot take it, just cannot take it, such as trivial kind of criticism. And we are all wasting time here this morning. And the honorable members of this August House, please ask your conscience. What have I done to justify 12-month suspension? Why 12 months? Have you ever heard of 12-month suspension? What have I done for 12 months suspension? Anything serious about that?
One day to go back.
And you are usurping my rights to speak in this August House, and you are usurping the voice of the people to be heard in this August House. And this is what you have done, and you are going to do. You may not complete reading the whole bundle of this report, but vote according to your conscience, if you have, if you still have. And when the issue today, we are talking about the impartiality of the speaker. This is paramount to this day one, to this August House. I want to pose a question to Dato' Ahmad Speaker, and he is not here, but he is now remote controlling the proceedings. I believe he is hearing. For the pre-council press conference, why there is a GPS logo at his back behind him when he hold press conference concerning this as a speaker, in the capacity as a speaker, before for the issue concerning this sitting. It shows what? It shows what he is not showing impartiality as a speaker. He is not. He answered the CPS and he listened to you first. He listened to GPS first. He get all the agreement from you first. Before he chair this the day one sitting.
Padungan,
And he also instructed.
Can I advise you that you are repeating the very subject matters which are the very subject of the charge before the Committee of Privileges.
Partiality.
Okay?
Partiality. I want to justify myself.
Now you may be aggravating the petition. My advice is you may be aggravating the petition. That's my honest advice. Because you know what the charge is and you are repeating.
I don't know what is the charge. Which provision? You have not tell me.
You
have not tell me which provision. You are charging me for nothing. An offense created by yourself, by the speaker himself.
The charge is very clear, Padungan. The charge is very clear. You have notice of it as a Committee of Privileges. Okay?
There is a punishment session at the recommendation of the report. But which section trigger that punishment section?
Have you seen section 14 of the Dewan Undangan Negeri Privileges and Powers?
Please show me which page. Which page are you referring to?
Section 14 of the Dewan Undangan Negeri Privileges and Powers Act. Section 14(1).
Yes.
It says, if I
Let
may
us
read,
all turn to that page. Which page?
if I may read, the Dewan may, in accordance with standing orders, suspend any member for the remainder of the session then current, or for any part of it, and at the conclusion of the session, every such suspension shall lapse. This is the privileges and powers of the Dewan Undangan Negeri, of which every member of this DUN should have notice.
Last speaker, you are legally trained. You know the difference between the offense section and the punishment section. Even the junior lawyer will tell you the difference. So there is no offense section. You have to admit that. You are charging me for nothing. An offense created by the whim and fancy of the speaker. And we are all sitting here for this wayang kulit, or whatever wayang is that, just because to set the face of the speaker.
Yeah, okay.
And I want to urge you all, there is no justification for me for 12 months. Just a simple sentence. You look at the words that I have uttered in this August House, the alleged words, and you look at the punishment. The whole term is only 5 years, and you are punishing me 20% off the 1 year. And you are not punishing me. You are punishing the people of Padungan. You are usurping my rights to speak for the people of Padungan in this August House. And I'm ashamed of you.
You finish, Padungan?